Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Experience. So I got up this morning. Um, my sister was up again. She was in the kitchen sitting down, what have you, on the phone. As soon as she sees me, um, she gets up, doing these hand signals, and then looking at my unk symbol again, right? And you know, I'm telling you, it's like these white racists and white supremacists who have built this system, right? This program, and what they've done to us as black people, as well as TIs, okay, in terms of the targeting, in terms of the the, the negative conditional thinking, as they do with us TIs, right? But like I said, as a black person, I not just look at my targeting and the TI community, but I look at the broader picture because a lot of things that has been done to us as TIs have been done to the black community and black people in general. All right, and thinking outside the situation as a TI, but seeing how they target us, the technology that they use against us, and seeing how they use it against uh, the broader society, particularly to a group of people, black people in particular, to engage in the condition of what is called menticide in the minds of black people. Right? It is that self-hatred in which they have created within our minds to think and act backwards and behave backwards and do things that are detrimental to us. This is why when I post pictures of black families, right, they'll always use the police sirens. Even today on Facebook, every time I scroll and there's a picture of a black family, they use the police sirens. So I know how they're ripping apart the black family, not just economically, but psychologically, the sexualization of black men and black women, black boys and black girls, in all to control us. Okay, so Dr. Amos Wilson, okay, who they hate that I listen to, I listen to Dr. Amos Wilson, I listen to all these black scholars, past and present, and they don't like that because the control of information. You see, with the internet, right, gives us access to information, and they don't want us to have the correct information, the proper information, particularly when it comes to religion. All right, you can go and watch the YouTube channel uh, um, Black to Africa, right? And the latest video that he did, they were these European Ashkenazi Jewish people who actually took DNA tests to show that they have no ancestral claim to the so-called land of Israel today. None. But I already knew that. See, I already knew that, these white Europeans who call themselves Jews today, right? They're from the Ashkenazi uh, family of people, right? Who converted to Judaism in the 8th century. These are different people. Now it's okay for you to convert to Judaism because you converted, it's your religion now. But what they do is to hide the truth. Okay, and this is why in Israel it's against the law to take a DNA test. But if you go and read about other DNA tests that they did with other European Jews, right? They're a descendant of a small group of people. So there's a lot of interbreeding, intermixing with each other, family members. So this is why you see you look at see which group of people have the most genetic disorder within their group. And these are the European Jews. Okay. So again, they hate that information is out there and people know the truth. The white supremacists, particularly in America, they hate that information is out there, and black people in America, black Adolf descendants of black people who are Adolf people, American descendants of slavery. I'm sorry, African descendants of slavery. They hate the fact that there's truth out there. They don't like that. Okay, So I want to play something for you guys, and I want you guys to listen. Okay, and I know this is, again, it's the TI community, and whether you're black, white, Asian, what have you, we can all learn from Dr. Amos Wilson, right? Because not only have these white races and white races in the system affected black people and other people who are non-white, but also white people. Okay, see, I know that over 1,000 years, the Catholic Church went all over Europe, murdering, slaughtering, terrorizing, brutalizing white European men, women, and children. See, that's a part of history they don't want you to remember. That it didn't spread Christianity throughout Europe through love and through conversion. It was through brutality. It was uh, putting the claim on women, saying that they were witches because they were practicing their ancestral uh, culture in terms of medicine. Okay, when their family member fell ill, they would go out, pick certain leaves from certain trees, certain roots, mix it together, and because they knew how to make certain types of medicine. And the Catholic Church, right, along with the king and the military power, right, the Catholic Church said that only God had the ability to cure people. So if you were sick, they just prayed. And whoever lived, then they will say, well, the power of God is the one that saved you. And whoever died, okay, it was, well, God has called that person home. But when they saw these women who were practicing their ancestral culture and the knowledge of medicine, they labeled them as witches. And same for men who did the same thing. And so what they did, they burned them at the stake, they hanged them, they created torture devices. That's what they did. They created torture devices. You can still, some of them is on display in museums. This was the mindset of these people at that time. So when I talk about Europeans, particularly when they first, let me just say this: Europeans that came to the Americas, the first set of European settlers, were not noble people. They were people who they took off the streets. They were beggars, robbers. They emptied out the prison and shipped them to the so-called New World. That's who the majority of white Americans, that's who their ancestors are. They were not noble people. Okay? They were the people that was in the insane asylum, people that was in the prisons, people that was they kidnapped people off the street, put them on ships, and took them to the New World because they wanted to get rid of those kind of people within European society, particularly when it comes to in the United Kingdom or Britain. All right. So when they talk about American exceptionalism, it's all based on lies. But as a black person, like I said, I'm just more than a TI. I'm also a black person, and I understand what has been done to black people. Okay. So I want you guys to listen to this, right? And how, like I talk about how they want to destroy black people's love for each other. They want to destroy the love we have for ourselves, the love we have for our children. Because if we love ourselves, we love our children, and love each other, we are going to protect each other from the people that have been abusing us and assaulting us for centuries. And they don't want that, because the way to conquer people is to divide them. And particularly when they're focused on the women and creating a certain types of mindset, moving them away from their natural self as women, as nurturers, as teachers, as wise women, as wise people. Listen to this.
Up to almost 100% of the metals and other things that make space probing possible, that make satellites possible, that make jet planes possible, and so forth, come right out of the soils of Africa. And yet we see Africans over there starving to death, ladies and gentlemen. And then they're projected as being what? Dependent nations. But it is the European.
This part is important too, but
but
that's
it
not
must
the part I
make you
really
think
wanted to
what?
show it. But it's coming.
That you are dependent. It's the old con game, isn't it? Yeah. This is the only way a minority of people, though, can rule over a giant. You see, it's by conning them. Say, you're the weak one. You're the dependent one. You need me. You can't live without me. You can't have all these TVs and this stuff if I didn't exist in the world. And of course, when you think that, you then submit and give your wealth away and hand it to them and let them have it. And then they, of course, use that same wealth against you to destroy you, to restrict you in various sorts of ways. So we must be, so when you're filled with self-hate, your mind is reversed. What it means is this: you will love the things that destroy you, and you will hate the things that advance your growth.
Moving
and you
forward.
watch, look at your behavior.
Yep.
Look at the behavior of
Hold on.
the compatriots and watch if what I'm saying is not true.
Okay, so, and there you go. When I talk about the backwards programming, when I talk about how whenever I do something good, they would attack me, right? That would be attacked extremely, whether it be psychologically or just have people like bumping into me, trying to make me angry or have you. And then if I were to lash out at someone, then they will take money out of their pocket and start counting in front of me. Okay? This used to happen a lot earlier in my talk. So I knew that I was being conditioned to with a backwards way of thinking. All right? I mean, before subconsciously I was, but now they were doing it, and now I can consciously see it. Before I didn't see it. Now I can see it. Okay? Again, using psychological manipulation, psychological conditioning, as well as silent sound spread spectrum. Technology created using microwave and radio wave frequency to manipulate our minds. And also this morning, I don't know if you hear the furniture moving upstairs, but this is what they've been doing, moving furniture around, trying to get me to move. I'm not moving. Like I said, you do what you need to do, and I'm going to do what I need to do. All right? Because your lies will be exposed. Your manipulation will be exposed. As Dr. Amos Wilson said, your con game is going to be exposed. Okay? These people move in the shadows, targeting those of us, particularly in the black community, particularly young black men and black boys, but also black women. And what they've done today is also created this condition within black women where there's no accountability on their part. Okay? You can't tell them the truth. Right? But what black women don't understand is that within the past 2 decades, the largest group of people who are being incarcerated are black women. The media won't talk about it, whether it be social media, internet platforms, what have you, or the mainstream media. They don't talk about it. But go look at the statistics and you will see what I'm talking about. Okay? They're trying to manipulate us, right? So that they can have something that they can hold over our heads, so they can enslave us, so they can continue to sexually assault us, to physically assault us, to psychologically assault us, to economically assault us. Okay? So like I said, this is my mission. This is one of my mission. My purpose is to expose this, regardless of the outcome, whether good or bad. Okay? And I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to hold my head high, and I'm going to confront them. Now, they may call me crazy or whatever. But the one thing that they cannot no longer use to try to manipulate and control me is religion, and they know this. They know this. Because they don't even practice what they preach. They don't even believe in what they say they believe. So while black people are in the churches praying and practicing belief, they're building weapons. They're building germ warfare, chemical warfare, weapons to target our specific ethnic group. Okay? Creating psychological conditioning programs to deceive us into changing our sexual identity, our sexual behaviors, weaponizing everything against us, and getting my very own people and our very own people as human beings to participate, not realizing that they're also participating in their own destruction, because those that are in power, you know what they say? We can control whoever we want. We can destroy whoever we want. We can do whatever we want. And no one would believe the victims. No one would believe the targeted people. Because they push a villainization campaign based on the things that they do and they've done to manipulate our minds, to manipulate our situation, our environment, our community, ourselves. And it's something that just cannot be quiet about. Cannot do it, will not do it, regardless of the threats. Talk to you guys in the next video.